All right, Papatale coming to you. Video. This is kind of a what's new video besides the Christmas tree. That was fun to build. Maybe I don't know. I think it needs to be shaped a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'll mess with that later. But this is the new big thing besides yes, snow, Christmas, Merry Christmas. But I put in a bunch of these in every area. And I thought, since people are going to start running into these and you don't know what they are, I thought I would explain them a little bit. So, a lot of the kids and stuff, you would at least, know what this is about. Of course, the green, you hit that and boom, you're at the green. We're already at the green. And the trash burner, whatever you put in there disappears because it just burns everything. This is the appropriate mode. A lot of places will shift you into the right mode, but not always. So, sometimes if you want to get into the right mode, you hit that. And this, it says do not enter. And that is really what I want to show everybody. Because if you try and enter my secret place, boom, you'll get shot right out. And it doesn't really matter how many times you try and enter, you're just not going to get here. So, it'll spit you 20 blocks up. Ooh, all kinds of good things. So let's talk about what this is, and I am going to go to some place that is. I had one that I thought would be kind of nifty. Isn't there Sunflower Plains? Let's go here. This one will work out just fine. And here we've got again one of these. And Sunflower Plains is creative mode, and if you're not already in creative mode, which you are, if you notice and stuff, when I came here from the green, and I tried to set it up a little better where it would shift you. You're in adventure mode on the green. You come to Sunflower Plains, creative, boom, hit the button again, and it shifts you to creative mode, where that's just kind of automatic. So that's one of the perks. And some of the others is that, I don't know, they're a little bit easier to see from far away. What I had before, it was more difficult. These really do tend to stand out. They have more lights, glittery, and hopefully from a distance you'll be able to spot it a little bit easier. So let's talk about what you cannot see. Because, all of them. You try, boom, it spits you out. And that's the part that I'm going to talk about. Let's see here. A good place to do this. I'm just going to stick one of those things up. And then we can talk about it. There we go. Boom. There, data block. And by the way, you can try this. And by the time I put this video up, this will no longer exist. Yeah, good enough. And I think I'm minus 19 on these. Done, and that's about where I want it. Load, and hey, there it is. If you try and do that, by the time the video's up, it won't give you control. So I renamed this structure so that the actual structure that I built is named something else, and you're not going to be able to get into it. But for the sake of this video, I went ahead and named it something so that it's, the do not enter means I don't want you coming down here messing around with stuff. So control will not get you this device on the structure blocks if you try it by the time I put this video in going on. Anyway, I try to go down here at this point in time. The bubbles are kind of cool, and boom, hey, I made it. Why is that? Because the password on the other, most of the ones I've already put up, is different from the password here. And this is what's down here. Basically, you come down here and boom, you see all these blocks everywhere. And they do different things. Like this one, if I were to flip that switch, it would kill everything except players within 100 blocks. Right? This one would put mining fatigue on anybody that's in survival mode. This one, it takes anybody in spectator mode and it spits them out to the green, 065, 0. And because this command also exists on the green, What that does, let's say, because you know some places I want spectator mode, some places I don't. Right now, I put myself into spectator mode and boom, I am in spectator mode and I can look around. And in a lot of places, I don't care if you're in spectator mode. Go in spectator mode, play with it. It's not a big deal. But some places like survival areas and adventure areas, I don't want you going into spectator mode. I want survival and adventure to be survival and adventure, not the whole creative thing. So a lot of these are intended to lock down certain areas for certain Minecraft experiences and gameplay. So if I were to go back to creative mode so I could do this, flip that switch, all right, and now I go into spectator mode, boom, it spits me out and it locks me in and I cannot move, I cannot do anything because that block, it's 20 times a second telling me to teleport someone to this site, anybody in spectator mode. Okay, so in creative areas, you can do spectator mode. Other places, I've got it locked out to where you just can't move how many times you try. But if you do get stuck in my world in spectator mode, all you have to do is change it and boom. Now, I tried to go in creative mode and it spit me out into adventure mode. Because that's the one of the changes of one of the other ones that I have here. It'll take you from creative to adventure mode because that's the mode that you're supposed to have. All right, so in this area it should be adventure mode as it is marked. Oh, right here, adventure mode. That's the appropriate for this area. And you'll have problems with other modes if you try to do them. If you try and go to creative, it will put you into adventure mode. If you try to go into spectator mode, it will stick you right about there and hang you in the middle of the air and you will not be able to move. That's just how it is. So, as you can see, I came here and it spit me out into creative mode. And I'm going to, I'm going to go ahead and set it daytime just so we can see better. And we're in creative. And that is basically the use of this area so that I can control what goes on in certain places on my realm. Some places I want you to do whatever crazy command you want to come up with. Try it, do it. That's creative mode. But some areas like adventure areas or survival areas, I don't want creative happening and I don't want spectator happening. All right, so in the different areas I've kind of locked it down a little bit more where you can do some things and cannot do other things. Like right now in this area, this switch is usually up where you can do creative mode, spectator mode, or any other mode you want to in the creative areas, right? And so mining fatigue, I control that. Both of these will take somebody in these modes and spit them out to the green. Such as if you come to creative mode, it will spit you out there and just drop you in creative mode, and it'll change you from creative to adventure mode. Spectator mode, it'll hang you in the air until you change into a different mode. That's just kind of how things work with all these blocks. Now, game mode, most of the time, such as this one, anybody who is in mode 2 within 200 blocks of this command block, it's on a repeat, need redstone, and if I flip the switch, it will change you to 0, which would be survival mode. So if I were to hit this, and game mode was 2, boom, it shifts to creative mode. So it's that block when you come from adventure mode on the green to this area that changes you to creative mode. All right, so that's what that block does. And kind of a big one that won't let you down here is the password. And I'm telling you these things, if you want to use them someplace, go ahead and play with them, try them, check it out, because I really want to encourage using command blocks because they are a lot of fun and you can do a lot of great things with them. And this particular one, password is this block. It's the redstone, the things that I've got going on here. As far as the a redstone comparator, and a redstone comparator, what that does is it picks up a specific signal from the command block or other blocks, whether or not they're active, right? And this is active because it's picking up on my boots. My boots in this slot, and my boots are named boots. That is very important. So if you go into this block, it's inventory slot 100, and that's the boot slot, and display name boots. So if you are wearing boots in that slot and they are named boots, then this particular test 4 will pick up on it anywhere within a radius of 15 blocks, right? And if that happens, then this comparator picks it up and the light goes on, right? Pretty simple. Now, if it doesn't pick it up, then that light goes off, then this light comes on, whereby you get teleported 20 feet straight up. So, works something like this. I take my boots off, and boom, I get spit straight up 20 blocks. That's how it works. And if I try to go down here without the, quote, password those boots on, boom, it will spit me up 20 blocks no matter how many times I try and go down here. So that's kind of a password that I put on here. So, nobody can just, come down here, you're in a bad mood and you want to mess with my stuff, and it's just not going to happen. And as I have said before, the name of this contraption is not control. I named it control for the video, and the password is not boots named boots. It is one of the other items named something else. And if you want to try and guess that, good luck. You just go for it, because if we're talking about one of 4 items named something specific, oh, it's trying to weather again. Go away. That's too much noise. It's difficult to the video. If you try and go down here without the specific slot filled with the named item, it's not going to work. But if you go down here with that password put on your feet, named right, you can get down here. And, so that makes it easy for me to put that named item on, and then I can come down here and flip whatever switches I want to. And of course, there's not many switches flipped. This is about the only one that's flipped down here. Other areas have other switches flipped. All of them have the password, and that is what this control area is all about. So you will see these things everywhere, and just know that's what they are, and that's what they do. Don't sweat it. Just, know that they're there to help control and give a better game experience for everyone in the appropriate areas, whether you're 7 years old or 50, whatever old I am. So, Papatale, enjoy the game. Have fun.